So, anybody would like to share something to start with?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you continue.
I continue.
Maybe
Okay.
after the class.
Okay. So let me share something. So you're able to see the screen, right?
Yes,
Or you are
Prabhuji.
okay.
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji, we're able to see.
okay, so the Karma Yoga, right? Our chapter starts with Arjuna's question. Arjuna asked the question, which is better? Right? Whether I should act or I should not act. And the reference to that is the last chapter. Right? So in the second chapter, we saw Krishna gave summary of Sankhya Yoga, then Karma Kanda, then Nishkam Karma Yoga. Right? And ultimately, he also touched the point of Bhakti Yoga. And it was like Krishna told Arjun, like, okay, intelligence is better. By that, in the last 2-3 verses, he said like that. By this, you can attain the peace and happiness and everything. Right? When he was explaining about the Sthira Prajna, like if your intelligence is fixed on the Supreme, then you can attain the peace and happiness and everything. So then Arjuna's question comes from there. Okay, so then he says like, sometimes you ask me to act, sometimes you tell me to renounce, right? If intelligence is superior, then why you are asking me to fight, right? So to fight means to act, right? So why you are asking me that I should fight? Right? Because you are my friend, you are my guru, so you will like that I should be happy, right? Then if I should be happy, then I should use my intelligence, just fix without acting. So from there, actually, Arjuna's question comes that, okay, you are giving me instructions, but I am in dilemma. I'm not understanding what exactly is the correct approach for me. So he asked Krishna that you tell me one thing, what I should do. And so first couple of verses are on that what is best for me. And then from third, Krishna starts speaking, right? So I made this 2 arrows, right? So the question is one of renunciation and one is action, right? So, but Krishna is telling for action. So there should be some reasons why renunciation is not recommended for Arjuna. Why is asking Arjuna to act? So very means when we start thinking on this, then we immediately there are a few points that come to our mind, right? Okay, Arjuna is Kshatriya, his dharma is fight. So he should fight. He should not, because renunciation is not the activity or dharma of a Kshatriya. Kshatriya kings, they are either they are administrators, they are kings, or they are fighting, right? So they don't renounce. Of course, the kings used to renounce at particular age after handing over all their activities to the next generation. They used to leave and go to the forest. Those examples are also there. But here Arjuna is already on the fight, right? So why he should act? So there should be some reasons why which should give the reasons why he's telling that. So in this chapter, like so, say for first 10 verses, there after Arjuna's question, 7 8 verses that focus on karma yoga, right? And when it focuses on karma yoga, actually tries to tell us that go to this slide. This is better. Okay. So uh, from third verse, right after Arjuna's question, actually Krishna starts speaking that okay, Gyan is good, but it needs Gyan is possible when your heart is very pure. If your heart is not pure, then you have desires, and then Gyan is difficult. And Arjuna, because he is saying, I don't want to fight because they are my parents or they are my grandparents or gurus. So he has desires, right? So he is not desire free. He don't want to fight because of some attachments or some uh, how to say uh, his own thoughts. So his heart is still not pure. So then he is not fit for Gyan, right? He cannot uh, uh, work towards the Gyan yoga. Gyan here is actually in the third verse, the word used is Sankyanam. So it is the Sankhya philosophy that was spoken by Krishna in the last chapter, I think from 2.11 to 30. Right? That was the Sankhya where he spoke about um, Atma and body, and difference of that and the properties of Atma. So Jnana Yogi, actually by studying the Shastra, they logically conclude, right, they are something different. For that, it needs a lot of focus and needs uh, pure heart. So Arjuna's heart is not pure. That is one reason. And then Krishna tells like, okay, if you cannot do that, you cannot just renounce. By just renunciation, you cannot attain perfection. After renunciation, also you have to do some practice. So, Arjuna, uh, if we don't do his dharma of fighting uh, as a Kshatriya, and if he renounces that, then his heart will not be pure and he cannot be purified. So we have to do our dharma, then only we are purified. So for Arjuna, the renunciation is not the correct way. And then Krishna gives a not very common understanding that okay, you cannot maintain your body without acting. You cannot remain at one place without acting. So when we say meditation also, in that also we are breathing. Uh, we are doing something. So mind is working. Everything is so. Some activities are there. So we act. We are supposed to act. And if we are supposed to act by force or by the gunas, in fifth verse, I think it says that the three gunas make you prakriti, jair, gune. So gunas, like goodness, passion, and ignorance, they make you act. So if anyway we are going to act, then act for dharma. And he also tells like, okay, Arjuna, if you say, okay, I will renounce, I will still renounce. But then renunciation is also not easy, right? So Arjuna being Kshatriya has particular desires and he is a king. So he said like, if you add, show that you are renounced, but you still think of the war or relatives or then that is also pretending, and that is also not advisable because that is a false renunciation. So Krishna says that this will be a problem for you also. So then Krishna says like, okay, the best way is you start acting. What do? You do your duty. You do your dharma of fighting. And then till the ninth verse, I think Krishna tells Arjuna that you should act. And that is the best way for Arjuna's situation in which Arjuna is. And then the question may come, right? Okay, if I start acting in this world, I will get bound by the reactions. So then why you want to act, right? So that's a natural question that will come to anybody's mind. Like if you act, we get reaction, then we are bound. So then Krishna says, no, you act in a particular way. What is the way of acting? You act by Nishkam Karma Yoga. You give up the attachment or desire for the results. By that, in this way, you do the action. So you do work, but as a sacrifice for Vishnu. So then from 10 to 16, actually, is the explanation of sacrifice, like how you have to act, how the sacrifice concept was started. So then there is the explanation of Brahma uh, starting these sacrifices, right, between the demigods and uh, general jivas. Right? So you do some activities and then you will get the results. So this is a type of what we say karma kanda. You do something, you get the result. You do particular thing, particular times, then there is return what result you will get. So that's why, like if we see the demons, they also did a lot of tapascharya, right? So 10,000 years they stand on one leg, or some practices they do, no? And once they complete that austerity, then Brahma or Indra or Lord Shiva, they have to give some boon to them. Why they give? Because they are bound by that. You cannot say no. Even if they know that this demon will use it for wrong purpose, they cannot say no because that is the rule, right? If you do so and so, you will get so and so. That is karma kanda. So they have to give benefits to the demons also, and that way the demons became powerful. Uh, so the karma kanda section is actually like we say give and take. Give and take relationship between men and demigods. So you do something, you enjoy the results. You act in particular way, you get the results. And these are the laws of the nature, and those need to be followed. So Krishna, Arjuna says like, if I act, I will get bound. So Krishna said, okay, no, you act in a particular way. You do it as a sacrifice. And if you do for sacrifice, you will attain everything. Is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Then you don't have to worry about the actions. You will not get bound. That was the Arjuna's question, like not question, but like wait, wait, it's gone, it's gone. Okay. So I think that goes till 15 or 16 words. Then Krishna also tell that these Vedas, which have these rules and everything mentioned, they are coming, they are also coming from Supreme Lord. So those rules are also Brahman, or they are also transcendental, or they are need to be followed, and they cannot be, nobody can overrule them. So then he says, like, you have to follow this cycle of give and take, right? Then you will not incur any sin, because Arjuna said, like, if I kill my seniors, I will get sins. So Krishna says, no, no, you act as a sacrifice, then you will not get sin. But then Krishna from 17, he changes the conversation. Like, so in the Karma Kanda, you have some desires. So the demons used to do long tapasya, austerity. They wanted something like Ravan or even Kamsa. Everybody, Hiranyakashipu, they all did tapasya, and that's the way they became powerful. And so when they became so powerful that nobody from this material world can kill them, because they got the highest benefits from Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. So it was not possible for somebody from this world who is in these gunas to kill them, because they mastered the gunas and everything, the material world. So only possibility was somebody out somebody who is not controlled by gunas should come. So that is the reason, like some Brahmaji goes to Shvetadvipa and requests Vishnu, because Vishnu is transcendental to these three gunas. And so then Vishnu gives the message like how and who will come to kill. So this section also helps us to understand like why the demons got the boons, right? Sometimes we think, right, why Ravan became so powerful. Brahma should not give them boon. If he knows it's going to be problem, why we create the problem? But they are bound. They cannot refuse. So then Krishna tells in the 17th verse, like, okay, um, Arjuna, this is one way of working. And but then Krishna in the 17th verse actually tells about a person who is satisfied with Atma, who is satisfied with the self. He does not desire anything. And if such a person is there who does not desire anything, for him there is no reaction. So this is a important point that we should, I think 18th verse says, like, who performs the action without any desire, then he is not bound. For him, there is no duty. He is free for doing anything. Right? And then Krishna also tells. Then Krishna gives the example of Janak Maharaj and all. Like, okay, uh, even if you are a perfectionist or you are desireless, still you should not stop acting. The question may come, right? If I don't have any desire, uh, if I'm say I'm fighting, I don't have any desire for winning or losing. Both are same for me. Then why I should act? What is the purpose? What I will gain? Why I should do something? So then Krishna says, like, you have to act to set a proper example for the people who are working wrong. Who are the people who are working wrongly? The people who are attached to the results. They have the problem, right? Because they get attached. So Krishna said, even if you are unattached, you act. And that is Nishkam Karma Yoga that Krishna explained in the second chapter also. So here he gives example of Janaka and he gives example of Krishna himself also, that he has everything which is there in the material world and he don't have any desires, but still he acts. So when Krishna came in Vrindavan or in Mathura or in Dwarka, he executed all his duties of Grihastha, of son, of husband, of brother, friend, everything. He executed perfectly. So why Krishna says, why I did that? I did that to set a proper example. Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should also act. You should not give up the action. Right? So this is another reason he's telling that you should act. Right? So the last slide we had, right? Why we should act. So there are a couple of reasons we saw. One is Karma Yoga, that renunciation is not advisable for Arjuna because he has desires. So his heart is not pure. So he cannot gain the proper gyan. Right? And then the concept of Karma Kanda is there and Karma Yoga is there, that you have to act. So anyway, if you have to act, you act for the benefit. You act without attachment. By that you will gain the perfection. And then Krishna, uh, Karma Kanda was explained, and then Nishkam Karma Yoga explanation started. Right? So this way, this chapter is talking about the Karma Yoga. And it has connection, like in the last chapter we saw Nishkam Karma Yoga, Krishna was talking. Then Arjuna asked the question of Sthita Pragya because that topic came. And then in that topic only, Arjuna asked the another question, that your instructions are not matching, they are different. So I am confused. So you tell me one. So now Krishna again connected there to the where the conversation was left off, Nishkam Karma Yoga. So now we get the link, right? Okay, there this conversation stopped. Now again the conversation went to the Karma Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga. So this way means see, I have read Bhagavad Gita several times, but every time I read, get some new understanding, a new way of getting the verses, new way of understanding the flow. But uh, to remember the, not exactly remember, but to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to remember the flow also, because that is interesting. Of course, not everybody will try to remember the flow, but to remember the context of the chapters and context of the questions that Arjuna is asking, it's, if you can remember the flow, it actually helps. So I try to do that, but every time I do that, every time it is little bit different. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. That's the way the Bhagavad Gita is. So till the 24th verse, or maybe 2-3 verses after that also, Krishna is telling that Arjuna, you should act, because Arjuna is the leader. He is the uh, ideal Kshatriya, and all the world look at him. Right? So he says, like, if you renounce, that will be set a wrong example. So even if you don't want to fight or you have something, you give up the desire of attachment. What happens in the war? Just as of your duty, you work, and you do the war, you do the fighting. So just to set examples for the other Kshatriyas, like even if your relatives, your gurus, they are in front of you and you don't want to fight, you don't want to kill them, still you have to do your dharma. You have to do your activity. So this example, Krishna wants Arjuna to set in front of the people. So there is this, I think, then after 24, I think, we have answered these questions at the 21st verse. So, so you come out so whatever actions the great people do or the leaders do, the common man will follow that. So this concept was given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Right? So there are many uh, philosophies or motivational speakers, right? We talk this on this real life. And this we can see in this many several social groups or several social societies, right, who are working. So this is one of the uh, great teaching of Bhagavad Gita, that a leader should have uh, very close to ideal behavior. He should not set a wrong example. Prabhupada also says, like, in this Kali Yuga, there are not, such leaders are not available, right? Who set a correct example or who work as an ideal king. It's not, in Kali Yuga, it's not there. That's true, but we, as on a small scale, right, forget the king, king of the nation or the world. In our house, uh, within our family also, we are like some leader. Like father is leader, the mother is leader, children are there. So our behavior should be close to what Krishna is trying to tell. We should act. We should do the activities without attachment, and we should not be looking to choose something from action. So in the next verses, actually, Krishna says, like, why Krishna will tell why he's saying that act without desire. And so at our level, what we can do as a responsible grahastha, right? We have certain duties of grahastha, like I have to maintain my family. That is my duty. And the wife's duty is to take care of husband and children, feed them, uh, take care of them, see what they need. That is her duty. So she has to do her duty very nicely. And Krishna told that if you act in such a way, you will get the liberation, and then you will purify your heart. uh. So that's also a very important process, right? Just executing our duties without attachment will purify our heart. So, like if I am maintaining the family, uh, the loving relationships are there, but if I start expecting people or family members to act in a particular way that I want, that's not a correct behavior, right? Because everybody has their own nature. But yeah, as a leader, you have to keep them together, not enforce something on them. Of course, sometimes for children or for our partner, we have to enforce few things which that partner may not like. But if you are convinced that this is for the benefit of my family, you have to do it, even if others may not like it. And sometimes we have to act in that way. So it depends on the situation. It cannot be always. So intelligence, why Krishna said intelligence is better, because we have, if we use the intelligence properly, we will not do the wrong actions. Actions that will bind us or actions that will be harmful for others. So uh, Karma Yoga is a practical process. And when we do activities, I take care of family or wife takes care of a family, we should be as far as possible desireless. Or when we say desireless, it does not mean that I do something and give some money, or somebody cooks something which is not tasty, not like that. So desireless is sacrifice for Vishnu, right? So whatever I am doing, I'm doing for as a offering to Vishnu. So Shastra says like how to do that. There is a question. How I do this sacrifice for Vishnu. So one way of that is what Shastra says, like before you start doing any activity, while you are doing any activity, and at the end of any activity, you offer this all three stages to Vishnu. Okay, so if I start my day tomorrow, uh, then or we can say we start this discussion, Bhagavad Gita discussion. Okay, so we offer that okay, we are discussing this Bhagavad Gita, we are talking this about Bhagavad Gita uh, to please Krishna, to please Vishnu, uh, and to gain some knowledge so that we can serve them. So this is the beginning. uh, And in the middle, when we are talking about Krishna also, whatever the result that is coming to us by reading this Bhagavad Gita and anything or Shastra, uh, we offer that result to Krishna, that Krishna, this is for you. I'm not doing for my enjoyment or anything. I'm doing this to uh, glorify you. So that is actually offering. After finishing the class also, we say, okay, thank you, Krishna, for providing us the time and opportunity and discussions and intelligence so that we can think of it. And then we offer that result also to Vishnu. Okay, whatever benefit that has come, we offer it to you. Please accept it. So Shastra says at these three stages, you do these activities, and by that you will slowly purify your heart. So what is purification of heart? The purification of heart is like, for example, I am taking, okay, we discussed Bhagavad Gita today, 5, 6 devotees. And then now I am speaking, then you will speak, and we'll discuss some of the points. So there should not be that, okay, I give the discussion. So my point was the best point, or what I spoke was the best. This is a type of desire where we are looking forward that people or somebody will praise us. Uh, this is desire. From this class also, there can be desires. So while doing bhakti also, it is very subtle how the desires enter our mind and intelligence. then they control us. So we have to be very careful even while doing the bhakti activities also. Of course, while doing office activities and all, we should be very careful because it's very natural for us to get attached to the benefits of the work. That's quite natural. And there is one thin line between dharma and adharma. Our duty or not our duty. So if I work very hard, I expect that I should get proper results. So what is the result? Salary, a promotion. Uh, So that is my desire. So I become the doer. Okay. So if I get a good salary or if I get a higher position, there will be some reaction. So it will be like, okay, you get higher position, you get more work, or you have to do some politics, something like that. So by that you get entangled. Nothing comes for free. So karma kanda section. So as far as possible, we should try to be renounced from those results. And we should be satisfied with whatever we get. So that it will purify our heart. So if by just working every day, we are able to purify, then we should do that. Consciously, we should do these activities in the beginning and in the middle and at the end. Okay, I stop here. I spoke about the summary till verse 23 or 24, you can say, where Krishna says, like, I don't want anything, but still I am working, because if I don't work, because he is the leader, he is the king, if I don't work, everybody will follow my path, and then I will be the reason of creating wrong process or setting up wrong example. So I work. So you should also, Arjuna, work. So we'll stop here. And then now it is open for discussion or any points or any comments from anyone. So we have some 20-25 minutes where we can discuss your realizations or questions or anything is okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
thank you so much for the for this class. I really liked it, especially I like the last point you mentioned about the desires, how the desires are so subtle that it can come in any like example you given of the class. So it's really very I really like this point about the desire. Thank you so much. And regarding my realization, like what I read, like in the first verse, Prabhupada is mentioning about the sincerity of a student, like how students should be sincere. If he is not understanding anything, then he should directly ask his spiritual master rather than just thinking like how, like speculating, like how it should be done or what it should be done. So the importance of spiritual master is given in the first verse, which I felt is really important. And I think in one more verse, Krishna is mentioning about the importance of spiritual master, where like in 3.9, I think, wherein he is mentioning that we should take guidance from a proper source, otherwise we will be like we will misinterpret.
Right.
Like I think importance wherein the importance of sacrifice for Vishnu is mentioned. We should do our work for the satisfaction of Krishna, and otherwise no one can be free from the bondage. So here the importance of spiritual master is given. And
yes.
Regarding this, in I think in 3.5, it's mentioned that how everyone is supposed to act helplessly according to the qualities of modes of material nature. Like we tend to like always do some or the other things. Even if we see our mind, like even we are sleeping, in the form of dreams, we are doing some or the other things.
Yes.
So
Correct.
yeah, so it's like even like in what modes we are in what modes of material nature we are developing the qualities, and accordingly we are working and doing everything. So it's really that we cannot be doing, we can't be like work like we always have to do some of the other things.
Right.
So like Arjun is mentioning like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So and in I think in 3.6 and 3.7 Krishna is mentioning about the sincere devotee, the difference he is presenting about the sincere devotee and the pretender. So many times it happens that people try to predict like that his senses are in control and everything, but actually his senses are totally into the material object. Like he's thinking about that, but he thinks that it's I'm controlling the senses. But the pure devotee is when he's doing everything for Krishna, and he's not getting attached also. So he's not a pretender. I don't have understood it clear. I'm able to convey it properly.
That's correct. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And then um in this actually what I have like until what I've read, it's important that we should do our work without attachment.
Uh-huh.
In until 3.24, this is mentioning, Krishna is mentioning that we should do our work putting him as a center, and we should do our work. Like we should not be attached to the duties what we are performing. Then I was thinking about the 3.20 verse that he has given example of Janak Maharaj, like how uh, mm, he's a king, but he's performing everything. And Krishna and Arjun example is also given, like how they are also performing their duties. So I was thinking about my example, like being in Krishna consciousness, many times it happens that we do the same activities as the others are doing, but many times it happens that we are not able to understand what is the difference between between that people and what the Krishna conscious people are doing. So the difference is that Krishna conscious people are doing everything for the satisfaction of Krishna, and he's putting Krishna as the center. Like he's doing everything for Krishna, for his satisfaction only. But the material, like the other people, whatever they are doing for the satisfaction or for their material senses. They want to satisfy their own senses. They want to earn money, or they want to do anything like household work or anything they want to do for their family members, not for Krishna. But the same thing Krishna conscious people is doing for the satisfaction of Krishna, so that because Krishna will be pleased if we if we are earning something, that is also for Krishna, or if we are maintaining the family, that is also for Krishna. So yeah, this is what my understanding is.
Yeah, that's thank you, Mataji. Yeah, we have to be very, see, like we are discussing, right? This doing for Krishna and doing for ourselves, right? It's very subtle. Many times we don't notice that I am doing this for Krishna, myself.
Yes.
And it's coming from my anger. So even if we are doing some devotional service also, actually we have to be very careful, because it should not become karma yoga. No? We don't want to be karma yogis. No, we want to be bhakti yogis. Right? So karma yogi is still, it's give and take, and of course it's for Krishna, but still it has that level of consciousness. Like when we say bhakti, it is above the karma yoga, right? So we want to do karma. We don't want to do karma yoga. We want to do bhakti, right? So for if we want to do bhakti, then it's still higher expectations there, right? So yeah, ahankar comes in bhakti. Like Satyadev Prabhu says many times, right? The bhakti or ahankar is involved in our bhakti at every step. So we have to check it at every step. Thank you, Mataji.
Probably, I remember one point regarding many times it happens that while eating food or something, we feel that we want to eat certain things. For example, gulab jamun or rasgulla, whatever. So many times it happens that we want to satisfy ourselves, so that's why we are preparing for that rasgulla or gulab jamun. But I was thinking that that if we even if we are having that desire, but if we are preparing it and we are offering it to Krishna, and then we are having it, then also it becomes like a karma yoga, right?
Uh, Actually, like it's mixed, right? That means I have desire, but still,
Yeah.
uh, first thing I will do, I will give it to Krishna. So that's a sacrifice, right? So yeah, it will not be like pure bhakti, but if you make while making the gulab jam, you think that okay, I will make this gulab jam in this such a way that it will be pleasing to Krishna, not pleasing to me. Okay, I want to eat fine, but now I will make it for Krishna so that he is pleased. That is the little bit different consciousness, right? So you come out of your desire and match it to Krishna's desire. Okay, it should be uh, likable or as Krishna wants. That will little bit change it to bhakti part, I think. So,
Okay. The
so
consciousness part, basically.
yes. So our consciousness actually is the key. What consciousness we keep while making it.
Okay. So the difference, what I told is that is the sacrifice, and when we are preparing for like for Krishna, the consciousness is for Krishna, then it becomes bhakti yoga.
Yes. So yeah, see, like there are many incidences when Srila Prabhupada also told the devotees, right? Today you make gulab jam or today you make samosa, right? So he used to tell because that is a practical aspect, right? So if yeah, and like today what to cook if you are thinking, okay, and then you see there are potatoes in the house and different vegetables. So you choose one of that, right? So when you choose one of that, not necessarily we will be thinking like what Krishna will like. It is a practical action that we are doing. How much time I have in hand. And so it's very practical aspect, right? So Srila Prabhupada also says like, okay, practical things you don't mix up with this thing. You cannot do that because some things that for living also we want to eat, right? So we'll eat what is practical, what is suitable. That's way it is a practical thing. But the consciousness part will come into it when you make it or you eat it or you offer it. Right. So then it becomes bhakti, right? So uh, not exactly karma yoga if your consciousness is very good, then it will be bhakti like Yasodamai also used to make butter, right? Because Krishna likes it. So she also used to take the best of the milk, right? So her consciousness was okay. I want best of the milk for Krishna. So okay, I will make the say some curry, vegetable curry, best for Krishna. And the consciousness different, right? So that makes difference, of course.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any other points? Any other comments? Anything? Okay. बोला था तो बोल दी. If no other comments or questions or some realizations, then maybe we can stop today here and next time we will take 325 to the end of the chapter. Third chapter. Okay, so we'll complete the third chapter next week. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining on Saturdays also. It's not, I understand it's not easy to join on Saturdays, also at this time. So thanks for joining and keeping this going. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful explanation today. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.